Welcome everyone. Welcome Brendan. Thanks for coming as a speaker today. Welcome to the Enterprise Talk brought to you by Prasetia Dwidharma and our partners VB Cloud, Synchro, and Qontak. So this webinar series is suitable for you if you are considering taking a leap in digitizing your business and making serious efforts to build your digital infrastructure. We will divide this webinar series per week every Wednesday, talking about IoTs, communication solutions, business operation tools, and cybersecurity. We will be sharing with you the updated technology in the industry to help you build your data-driven business. So a little bit about Prasetia Dwidharma. It was founded in 2008. Since then, we have grown to become a major player in the industry. Currently, we have 3 divisions under our company: telco and infrastructure, ICT, and call center BPO. So again, this event is supported by Synchro, Qontak, and VB Cloud. So today we are joined by Brendan from Qontak.com, and we will be discussing boosting sales growth and automation with Social CRM, and also WhatsApp for business. So a bit about Qontak. Qontak is a social CRM technology firm providing intuitive growth solutions. They provide sales and customer service CRM systems, KPI and task management solutions, HR live GPS tracking technology, along with WhatsApp chat and call center integrations. Qontak is an official WhatsApp business API partner. A bit about Brendan. Brendan is the founder and CEO at Qontak.com. Prior to founding Qontak, Brendan worked in investment consulting for pension funds and sovereign wealth funds on their asset allocations. So I would like to pass to Brendan, and please introduce a bit more about yourself and Qontak. So please, Brendan.
Hi, Ardi.
Hi.
Thank you so much for the time and obviously the opportunity and the kind introduction. Hi, everyone. My name is Brendan. I am currently the founder and the CEO at Qontak.com. And as Ardi mentioned, we focus on social CRM technology, specifically to help businesses grow and automate. So this whole presentation here, I hope by the end of the talk will essentially help your business find ways to just make more money, or find ways to sort of automate different processes so that you can ultimately cut down costs or build efficiencies throughout your business. So that's in terms of my background personally. As Ardi mentioned, I have a background more on the consulting side. I used to do a lot of investment consulting for sovereign wealth funds like Khazanah and Temasek, for universities as well, for institutions like the Hong Kong Jockey Club. So I would help them sort of build their investment portfolios. And then I sort of transitioned out of that to build a technology company that focused on sort of data analytics and helping people measure their data so that they can ultimately build more productivity and become more efficient. And so ultimately, I've gone down this path because if you look at a lot of businesses in Indonesia and potentially your businesses as well, you'll see that a lot of businesses, they don't track data. They don't track much at all, to be honest. And a lot of it is done through sort of just, like asking the person on WhatsApp, oh, did you do this job? Or did you, like get that done? And as a result, even companies that are really big, they find it hard to sort of like scale even further, because everything that they're sort of tracking in their business or everything that is happening in their business isn't being tracked. And so we've sort of just come in as a company that is hoping to build some change there. And yeah. So, you know, with that said, I will quickly just pass this to Ardi and pause there, just to see if there's any sort of guidance, or maybe anyone in the audience can also speak up prior to this presentation, and feel free to also interrupt, and we can sort of make this a conversation as well. So I just also want to hear, like, if you have a case study of your business, like you can tell me what kind of business you're in. We can talk about your business and how we help those industries change. So over the course of 3 years, I've actually spoken with probably thousands upon thousands of businesses in Indonesia. I kid you not. I've spoken with CEOs from every single industry, from hospitals to e-commerce sites, to F&B, to logistics companies, to biomed companies, to Fortune 500 companies, and we've sold to all these companies as well. So at the worst case scenario, you know, like maybe I can just share some insights. Even if you don't buy our solutions, let's just make this a two-way sort of presentation, so that we can just, you know, learn more about your business, see how we can help you solve your problems, and so that ultimately your time is useful, because obviously it's 7:30 at night, everyone's a little bit tired. So yeah, so I'll just pause there. Ardi, or yeah.
Yeah, so what we would like to do, this is just a regular discussion. Maybe if you have some presentation that you can present a little bit, because like if we stop by at qontak.com, we see like a lot of features that you offer, right? But since today we're talking more about the social CRM and the WhatsApp, what kind of solutions that you can offer to this audience tonight to enhance their business? Because, like, you know, with this, especially with this pandemic, you know, we have to be very efficient doing our sales. So yeah, so right now we have a question from Pak Sindarta. How is the role of social CRM post COVID? So we can talk about it first, and then present what you have.
Yeah.
So over to you.
So thank you, Siddhartha, for that question. Sort of like, how is the role changed for social CRM? So what is a social CRM? I guess that's probably a good way to start. A social CRM is, I mean, CRM solutions, a lot of companies say they provide CRM solutions. So anything that stores a database, a database of contacts, all of a sudden becomes a CRM solution. But in my mind, what a CRM solution is a software technology meant for sales and customer service that actually helps a company improve productivity or cut down on costs. So you sort of saw the rise of CRMs happening in the United States, primarily driven by the fact that companies were using email. And so all of a sudden now you could use email on a CRM system, let's just say like any CRM system, and it took a lot of, it became very popular because everyone was on email and they wanted to track all the emails that were happening amongst the colleagues. But if you look at Indonesia, you know, like I don't see many Indonesian companies that are very like email driven. Do you know what I mean? Most companies here are driven by WhatsApp. And so yeah. So most businesses are driven by WhatsApp, for that matter. And so a social CRM is sort of a concept that understands that in today's age, or in the age in Indonesia, communication is very complex in the sense that sales happens offline, like people walking around outside. Sales happens when you are chatting with somebody on WhatsApp. Sales happens over the telephone. Sales happens, like across a number of different omni-channels and platforms. So a social CRM is a CRM that understands the complex nature of today's world and connects all of these different channels together such that, we've progressed past email, and it just combines all of these different channels so that all a salesperson needs to do, or a customer service agent, is just do their daily tasks. As they're doing their daily tasks, the system is automatically monitoring them and automatically seeing what's happening there, so that data and analysis can be generated from it, so that the system is doing the job of the manager, which says that, oh, this person's not performing, this person's performing, this person needs to do like more follow-ups, this person didn't like maybe check in. And so like a social CRM is follows that sort of trend, and it follows the trend of what's happening in the market or in society at this current point in time. And how is the role of social CRM post-COVID, or during COVID, I guess. So during COVID, the role of social CRMs are much more important. And so we see a lot of companies, especially now, it's just been during COVID, our solutions have become even more sort of mission critical, because now everyone is operating in the cloud. That means every single business is, they're sort of working from home, although we do want to work from the office. Like now the COVID cases are spiking, and so like they have no choice but to sort of, the entire world is running on the cloud as of now. Post COVID, we expect that people to sort of return back to their original behavior, but adopt cloud or be more sort of open to cloud solutions to a greater degree. I mean, the fact that we're doing a Zoom conversation right now is a testament to that. And I anticipate that post-COVID, more people would be open to having a Zoom meeting, whereas pre-COVID, like it was impossible. It's impossible to do sales on Zoom. Like if you didn't go to their office, it was like you were very disrespectful. So during COVID and post-COVID, we see that the adoption of the world running on cloud to be much higher. Of course, obviously lower post-COVID, but the trend to still be in that trajectory. Yeah. Okay, so I think that answers that question.
Yeah. So let's go over to your presentation.
Okay, sounds good. So actually, I see a lot of people here inside the Zoom call. I see there's Aditya, Argan, Denny, Felix, Firawan, Jerry, and a bunch of people here. Please feel free to interrupt me. Please just like unmute and just be like, my business is this. Can you tell me how your solutions can help me in my business? And let's just talk about that as well. So I'll present, but like there's some time here, so please do interrupt me. Okay, so let me just share my screen. Do you mind enabling screen share for me?
Yes, already. Okay.
Okay, so all right. Trust that you can see my screen. So yeah, at the end of the day, we only help businesses with two things, which is how do we help them improve productivity and profits, and how do we help your business automate and lower costs. And we do that using our social CRM technology to connect you to people that really matter to you, like your HR, your staff, your prospects, and your customers. So I'll just go over several slides before I hop into a demo. So we've been around since 2016, but we really, so we had a pivot earlier on. So we really, our company really started 2017, 2018. Our cloud solution, our contact center solution is ISO certified. We're also a licensed WhatsApp partner in Indonesia. So we're able to provide a licensed and official WhatsApp solution integrated into the social CRM. So that's pretty important because most of the times if you use WhatsApp right now, you're only limited to your own device and no one can really see what's happening inside there. Whereas as a partner, we can sort of give you a number, give you an official checkmark number, just like what you see on Instagram, but that appears on your WhatsApp and it can be used by multiple devices. And it can be integrated into our CRM system so that it automates the deals, it automates customer service tickets and so forth. We work with around 250 to 300 active and paying clients at the moment in Indonesia. And we help them with core solutions. So there are many features, but today I want to talk more about our solutions. And in terms of our solutions, we focus on, obviously, we have our core engine, which is our CRM for sales and customer service. So for deals, sales tracking, and also tickets, any sort of inquiries, or even project management. So this system, which is what we call our core engine, is connected into, it helps you manage your database, your process flow. So it's customizable to your process flow and will help build you analytics. So any sort of business intelligence analytics that you need to produce, the system also integrates to Google Data Studio, and you can just sort of produce any custom analytics, or you can leverage our in-house dashboard where you can just add or remove graphs to your dashboard. And our other core engine is our task management tool to measure any KPIs that you want to measure. On this core engine here, we can add in what we call modular integrations. Now, these modular integrations can be WhatsApp, it can be Facebook, it can be any social media. It can be a chatbot, or it can be sort of e-commerce. Anything related to e-commerce, we can just integrate it into your CRM. We can also integrate a call center in. So let's just say that's more for customer service or telemarketing. So anyone that needs to pick up the phone, we can integrate that into our core engine. Or we can sort of integrate live attendance GPS tracking solutions. And this doesn't need any internet. So what we notice about Indonesia is that people don't have internet all the time. Jaringan agak, or it's agak pelan, or it's like very slow. So what we try to do is we try to make our solutions offline capable. Not everything is offline capable, but a lot of it is. So we can sort of track people's movements if you have a sales team that goes outside every day, every minute of the day, for example. And then you can sort of, as I mentioned, you can integrate to commerce, any sort of purchase ordering and so forth. So I sort of hinted and I touched upon this a little bit. We work with a lot of different companies in a variety of industries. They can be sort of state-owned enterprises like Krakatau Steel, BGR Logistics, or Telkom, or Rajawali, or hospitals like Eka Hospital or Mayapara Hospital, Siloam Hospital, or tech companies like Fabelio and Red Doors, or logistics companies, or manufacturers like Ajinomoto, Willis Indomas, or big brands like Oppo, or if you're a female like La Mer or Bobbi Brown. So we work with companies in all types of industries. And the reason why we're able to help these businesses in different industries is because our system is very flexible. So, like whether you are an SME or F&B business, we also help like cake shops like Dore Balatao, Pancake House. We can sort of cater our solutions to meet your needs. Now that might make you a little bit confused at this current moment in time. So allow me to sort of explain how our solutions work. So depending on the type of business you're in, you can picture sort of our CRM as sort of like a core hub that starts to collect data, build analytics, help you manage your business process. And you might have a business on Instagram, or you might have a business on WhatsApp or social media. And so what we can do is we can integrate all of these different channels into our CRM such that your database, your chat conversations, and all of the analytics related to that are all hooked in to this core system that collects the database. Alternatively, you might be a manufacturing company, you might be a finance and insurance company, and you might have a team, or a bank even. So we work with banks too, by the way. So like Amar Bank, they have a huge sales team, or Red Doors, they have a huge canvassing team, and they go outside every day, and our solutions can track their movements without internet for all of their staff. So you have an outbound sales and you have inbound sales, or outbound or inbound customer service. All of that gets consolidated into one platform here. So we provide you an ecosystem of solutions on the sales and customer service side. Now, once that data comes into the CRM, we can automate and send this data automatically to, let's just say, your accounting system, to your POS system, to your ERP system. And this is important because you might currently have a lot of people just entering in that data manually. You might have a lot of people entering in a lot of data manually. And what our promise is as a company to you is, how do we automate that? How do we prevent that from happening? And so this goes back to our core value right here, which is we just are here to help you drive up your productivity by building sort of a data-centric culture, and then cut down all that manual work that you have to do by automation of your business. And that sort of gives you a general idea of what Qontak is and how we can help your business. Like I said, please interrupt me. Let me know what your business is like, and we can, as I demo, we can go into like how we can particularly help that industry. Okay, so I'm going to go into the demo here. I've got two models out for you. I've got one for a customer service ticketing model plus WhatsApp, and I've got another one more for an outbound sales tracking model. And so I've got two models prepared for you guys today. So before I go on, I'll just quickly pause for 5 seconds to see if anyone has any questions, or if anyone has any like wants me to focus on a particular area based on what you've seen so far. Just let me know right now before I dive into this demo. Or Ardi?
So if anyone wants to ask, you can just unmute yourself and then ask any question, or you can just put up the question on the chat box.
Oh yeah, or
so
just
whichever easy for you, then just we're open for it. So yeah, let's move on with the demo.
Okay, so I'm gonna start with our WhatsApp demo, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share a WhatsApp number inside of the chat room right here, and feel free to message this number from wherever you are. And this is, and if you do message this number, it'll basically tie in directly here. So feel free to message that number. It's inside the Zoom chat. So what essentially happens is, if I do message that number, any sort of number, any sort of person that chats in, let's just say I chat in, the system, so I say, hello, Prasetia, the system can sort of operate as a chatbot, and it can start to chat here automatically, or you can have agents or people chatting in, and it's sort of just like WhatsApp web. So this is linked to WhatsApp, by the way, and I can sort of add in any sort of templates into the system. So any sort of chat templates that you want to add in, that's also possible. Now, when we work with hospitals, and when we work with a lot of different clients, they would like what we call agent routing. So here we can see that a message came in from Maria Natasha, and the system will automatically detect her name. So automatically the system will detect her name, and inside of the CRM, it'll detect Ardi's name too. If I open up the contacts module here, the system will automatically create a profile for Ardi and Natasha, if this is LinkedIn. So here we can see that we've got Ardi already sort of added into the system. And we can see that it's right here, his profile, at the 29th of July. And if the system will automatically create his profile, and all the chat conversations are saved here automatically. And we can also see his name, his telephone, and any other field that you want about Ardi. You can customize the system any way that you want. And it's all saved inside here automatically. Now, just imagine your business and all of the people talking to you today. Imagine how much time you're spending just adding in those names or just wondering what your people are talking about. And using a system like ours, we're able to automate that entire process. And that's the promise that I had mentioned earlier about automating your business. Now, if I go back here, I can see there's a message coming in from Felix. And Felix says, the system, you can add in a chatbot to the system. So this is actually a simple FAQ chatbot. So the system asks for Felix's name. But Felix, maybe you might also want to add in, just write Jakarta. And then after, and what the system will do is it'll capture all of this data and it can save it into the contact profile as well. So we can take unstructured data, turn it into structured data, and add it into the system. And then just add in one more line, which is your company. And then what it'll do is, like once he writes that in, it'll basically turn that unstructured data into structured data. Now, in addition to this, you might be running an online shop, you might be running a customer service ticketing team. On the left-hand side here, we've got sort of a process flow system going on, or what some people call a Kanban board. And this is entirely customizable, by the way. In fact, you might be using this for sales, you might be using this for deals, you might be using this for projects. You can actually just change the names of all these buttons here. So here it says tickets, but maybe you might want it to be called Pasanan because you're running an online shop. Either way, it doesn't really matter. You can instantly change all the wording inside of the system. And you can see here automatically, we have a new ticket coming in for Felix, and we see a ticket for Ardi. And all the agent needs to do is geser and move it to the right. Maybe you don't want, maybe anytime you move it across this, there are certain procedures you need to follow. Like for example, if you move it to in progress, or you move it to this stage, they have to input in certain fields. So the system can prompt you to enter in data as you're moving this across. And this is what we call, this is how we help people with their SOP processes inside of their business, all tied in to your chat, all tied in to your telephone. By the way, the contacts will automatically be created too if someone calls you. So we have a call center integration here. We have a line integration, Telegram integration, Facebook Messenger integration, and so forth. So this is sort of the testament of how we can automate businesses. Now, how can we help you improve productivity? You know, that's sort of the next question that many CEOs they have and they talk to me about. How can we help you? How can you help me make more money? They ask me. And the answer is that, well, before, did you have all of this data? Were you able to track all of this? And the answer for a lot of them is no. And so inside of the dashboard, we can start to track, well, how many tickets were created? How many tickets were resolved automatically? Or within the chat panel, what we can start to do is we can start to look at, well, how effective are my salespeople on chat? Or how effective were they? So we can look into the agent performance. And we can start to see, well, how fast are they responding to WhatsApp messages? Now that sounds like a meaningless statistic to many upfront. But if you're running an online shop, you know how important that is. Because you know that if you don't respond to them on Tokopedia in within 2 minutes, they're gonna go to the next shop and they're gonna just try to find a better deal. You know what I mean? So nowadays, sales is instantaneous. You know, people have so many options that in order for you to remain as a competitive business, by us measuring everything that you're doing, you're able to increase your productivity, right? That's what we call a data-driven organization. So we will help you become a data-driven organization. Now, the system is, once you start building all of this data, the next question that comes into a lot of CEOs' minds is, well, is my data secure? You know, like, who's gonna steal my data? And so we get that from banks. So we work with Bank Yuda Bhakti, Amar Bank. We work with Hutchison 3. We work with Telcom and so forth. They all have the same data questions, you know, about data privacy, blah, 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 blah. And the answer to that is that inside of our system, we can actually help you manage all of your data. What we can do is so actually, let's just say you have like 20 users. You can create teams. You can call your teams whatever you want. Once you create all your teams, let's just say I click on this member right here. This person can have a primary team, and this person can also belong to multiple secondary teams. So one primary team and multiple secondary teams. Because you might have one manager who's in charge of the whole of Jawa, Jawa Tengah, Jawa Barat, Jawa Timur. So he's part of 3 teams. Whereas like just a regional manager or just like a local manager who can only see data within just say Jawa Barat. And so what we do here is once we create those teams, you can say, well, this person can only view things within his own team. Or maybe that you only have a salesperson and you don't want your salesperson accessing all of that data. Well, then you just set the system and you just say, we only want it to be seen their own data, right? So what our system effectively does is not only does it help you capture all that data from all of the different channels, but it helps you manage the SOPs of that data, and it helps you with the security of your data so that nobody can just simply download your data. And so we just click turn download off, right? And that's sort of the promise of this sort of social CRM that we provide people during COVID, post-COVID, or in whatever sort of era. Now, I'm gonna pause.
Brandon,
yep.
You mentioned about the e-commerce. Are you integrated with any e-commerce at the moment?
Yeah, we're integrated to all the e-commerce, by the way. So I mean, we work with so our system is an open API system. So if you run on Shopee or Tokopedia or you want that purchase data. So recently we onboarded a chocolate company. You may have seen it. They're called Krakatoa. And Krakatoa operates on WhatsApp and also e-commerce sites. And all of that data is centralized in our platform for all of the e-commerce channels.
So if they get any inquiries from the Tokopedia or Shopee, would these inquiries go to your platform?
No. I'm talking about the purchase orders.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it something that is possible to do like in the future?
Yeah, I mean, like with technology, anything is possible. So yeah, we're always thinking about different things. Yeah.
Okay, so we got a question from Pak Yusuf Putra. From what I know, I think he works for a bank in a bank. So hi Brendan, where will be these data stored?
Yeah. So Pak Yusuf, thank you for that question. Now, according to Indonesian financial regulation, obviously you need to have the data stored locally. So for like Hutchinson, for Amar Bank, for Bank Yuda, Yuda Bhakti, we store the data on Alibaba, and the actual data center is with NTT, and the actual place of where it's stored is on Rasuna Said. So we actually have to, for the bank clients that we work with, we have to actually point, that's where it is at that data center right there. And so down to like the service provider, to the data center provider down to the location. That's where it's at. Now, some banks, obviously, they want it on premise. Or let me just give you an example. Like sometimes they don't want it on premise. So sometimes you might have your own Alibaba cloud server. And if you have your own Alibaba cloud server, what we can do is we can run the database on your server, whereas the application runs on our server. So like what happens is that your data is always on your server. It never comes into like our database. It's in your database, but the application is still hosted with us. So this is what we call a new hybrid model that is very effective, because if you do on-premise, you're paying, tens of thousands of dollars, right? 20, 30, 40 thousands of dollars, and just to set it up, maintain it, this and that. And it takes so much time. And nowadays, what we noticed about enterprises is they don't want to spend all that time and all that money. They want to implement immediately. But if they implement immediately, they still need to adhere to all of these regulations, right? These financial regulations, these government regulations, internal security procedures. So our goal as a social CRM provider is to ensure that not only can we meet your needs on a technical basis, but on a security basis and a regulation basis. Okay, and I hope that answers your question.
Okay, so we got no more questions. So
yeah.
Oh yeah. So let's move on the demo again.
Okay, there's a couple of questions, and I really appreciate these questions. So I'll answer this question from Bafirawan. Can there be a case of multiple contact for a user, and how do the agents know if there is one? So I'm not entirely sure what you mean by that, but if you're wondering if one chat here can be handled by multiple users, the answer is yes. So you can see here, we can assign this conversation to multiple users on the right-hand side. Okay, so that's definitely possible. Now, in terms of the agent routing itself, now different businesses have different ways that they want to handle agent routing. So this one that I'm showing you now, it's me assigning it manually, but people generally don't want to do it. So we actually have an agent view. So inside of the agent view, there'll be a button here that says get new customer. And so the agent who are the most quickest to press this button, basically these chats that are coming here that are unserved get automatically assigned to that person. So what I'm saying is the agents, you'll have multiple agents. They just click the button, get new customer, and all of these unserved conversations get assigned to those people. And so what that does is that the agents who are more disciplined, more diligent, their analytics go up. So the boss will be able to see, oh, this person is handling more conversations. Oh, this person is responding to people really fast. So there's a first come, first serve. So there's manual, first come, first serve. And then there's also round robin. Now there's a fourth option, which, we work with the Tempo group, a lot of beauty brands, and also like hospitals. They like this, where it's like the chat comes in and it says like, hello, tekan 1 untuk ini, tekan 2 untuk cabang ini, tekan 3 untuk ini. And then the system will route them to the corresponding division. So that's what we, like, it's sort of like telephone, except now it's on chat. Because, like you call a bank, it's like press 1 for this, press 2 for that. But now we can do that on chat as well. Okay, so that sort of, to some degree, I hope covers that. There can be, multiple contacts from multiple users. What is the main benefit of using omnichannel compared to multi-channel for customer service? Well, to be honest, I don't know what the difference is between omnichannel and multi-channel. But what is the what benefits that we're providing you is you will have all of those channels, but there's more automation in place and there's more tracking, which ultimately increases your productivity, which ultimately increases your profit, which ultimately helps you save time because you're no longer inputting all that data in. Now, how is this beneficial for customer service? Okay, we have a lot of people using this for customer service, right? The reason why it's so beneficial Well, is because people don't want to create tickets anymore. People don't want to input in notes about that ticket. People just want it to be automatically done for them. And this is what the system does for people. And companies in Indonesia demand that technology go further and further and further, so that in the future they don't even have to drag things across. You know, like the agent just chats, or who knows, there won't even be an agent in the future. You know, that's sad reality that's happening. But that's sort of the idea of what's going on there. Will all the conversation recorded in the database? How can we recall later on? Yes, all the conversations will be recorded inside of the database. If you resolve this conversation, a new ticket will be created if that same person comes back in. And inside of the system, let's just say I go to tickets, and I click Ardi, like the ticket, the conversation history will also be saved inside of this ticket. And you can see here that this ticket is here as well, but there's no agent handling it at the moment. Now, what the really cool thing, now going back to answering, I think it was Melissa's question, is that if somebody calls in, if Ardi calls in, Ardi's voice recording will be here too. Okay, if Ardi emails in, well, we have the email integration, but we're still integrating it into this profile and ticket here. But the idea is that, you know, we are omni-channel and there's automation there. And that's how all of that data can be recalled again in the future. Now, can you conduct a survey with the customer as a respondent? The answer is yes, and I'll get into that in a bit. There's some really, really awesome stuff that I want to show you. We've been doing this with Xenius Education. So I don't know if we actually work with President University. We work with Xenius Education, Stella Maris, UPH, Universitas Pelita Harapan, and some others. And I'll show you how we help them. I'll answer that question from Vivi soon. How does this without internet? How does it work? Okay, track vehicles like trucks. Okay, and I'll get to this one too, because we can do some really cool stuff for that too. All right, so will all of this conversation recorded in the database, and how can we recall it later on? Yes, so all of that data will come in here. And then as I showed you before, you can set user access permissions. So maybe once that data has come in, your next problem is, oh shoot, I don't want anyone to access this data. Oh my gosh. Well, that sort of answers your question, Argon, about not only is the data coming in, but we'll help you control and manage that data. Now, once this data is inside Vivi, you're probably wondering, well, now I want to like run surveys. I want to start to, you know, gather more information about this person. And a lot of like companies want to do this. And we've actually pioneered on what we call lists, dynamic lists and static lists. So right here, there's a button called lists. And what you can do is you can turn all of your data here into lists. So, and you can categorize the data any way you want. So how do I categorize my data? Well, you can just simply customize the system any way you want. You can just go into properties, and I can create a new property. And I can create like a drop-down menu. And let's just say I'm going to do like the Prasetia demo. And then I'm just going to create a new category as like A and B. Now I've created a new category inside Qontak. So if I refresh this, I can see there's a new category here for Prasetia demo with A and B. So now I can categorize all the data by A and B. And if I click a contact profile like February, there's a new field here called Prasetia demo, and I can put A in here. So now you're able to categorize your data, and I can then create a filter and a list. So I can filter for, let's just say, all A, and I can create a list and a dynamic list. Now, why is that important? Well, you might have a lot of leads coming in, and once those leads are categorized as leads, they're automatically being added to that list. And we have a hub right here. I hope no one else is using this hub so that there isn't a conflict. And the list will appear here, and you can sort of create a template. And this template is directly linked in with WhatsApp's engine and WhatsApp's backend panel. So all of these templates you can just create here. You can add in a video, and I can just be like, you know, like, hi, thank you for signing up. Watch this orientation video. And then you can add in the person's name variable, and you can add up to 7 variables according to WhatsApp. And then you can just submit this template, and then you can run a campaign. And then after you run a campaign, you can see how many have been read or delivered on WhatsApp. Now, okay, I'm just clearing this because I saw some lines there. Okay, so that answers that other question, which is related to conducting surveys with customers and respondents. Now, what's even cool after that is that once you send out that message, if they respond back, maybe you want a chatbot to say something to them, right? So that the chatbot can collect all that data. Well, like I showed you with Felix before this, you can actually turn that unstructured data into structured data, right? Now that's pretty awesome, you know, like, because I mean, I find it pretty cool because we're suddenly operating on a device that everyone uses, you know, WhatsApp. And then we're doing and this is what we call workflow automation. Like later on, you can start sending birthday messages automatically to people. Maybe someone's invoice is due. The system will just send them the invoice on WhatsApp. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, now, I've explained some things on the WhatsApp side, and I've explained how chat can automatically be recorded, the contacts, the tickets, the database, the agent allocation, and so forth. Now we're going to get into a more traditional business. So Jerry here is this is a unique case study where Jerry probably has a team of salespeople, and those team of salespeople are outside, you know, like going around, and Jerry's probably like, what the heck are these people doing every day? Are they really performing? And so forth. So I'm going to pull up another demo, and this is another account. And lo and behold, we do this for Red Doors. We do this for banks. We do this for a lot of people. Now, every day before, we didn't have this data. Now, anyone that comes into work or goes into work but is still outside, we can track where they are. And this can be vehicles as well. So we work with although we didn't build this for logistics, people use it for logistics because the system just works really well. We can start to see how much battery people have on their phone. We can see where they are and what time they are at that location. And this can operate without internet. Now, every day, I guess the admin just downloads all of this data. And if they try to use fake GPS, they're screwed, because what ends up, and this sounds bad, but people actually get fired using our system. So when we work with a lot of traditional businesses, we notice that there's usually like a 5 to 10% fire rate, so we just implemented at a company called Grotto Laboratories. They distribute the Selsun Blue Dandruff shampoo. And after they implemented it, they found that like a lot of their salespeople are slacking off. And so they had to fire them, unfortunately. But it just means that the system is giving more opportunities to other people to join that are harder working, that enables a business to grow, to create more jobs, right? So that's what this GPS system does as well. And it comes already inside the system. All right. Now, I'm going to take this a step further. All right. I'm going to go into properties, and I'm going to show you something cool. And I'm going to change this task button right here into Surat Jalan. Okay. So I'm going to change it to Surat Jalan, just as an example. I'm only going to change this one button right here. So I change it, and now it becomes Surat Jalan. Okay. So now I click into that Surat Jalan module, or maybe you can even change it to meetings. You can change it to any sort of KPI. And this is what we call our KPI engine. You know, our KPI engine. It's a task tracking engine that is customizable. Like, so I can write in a task here. I can write in a task, and I just press enter. And as I press enter, it just comes in here nicely, and I can edit like a word processor. edit it directly. And I just press enter. Now this is really cool because now this task right here, I can check it as complete, or I can put this task inside of a category like a meeting or a courier delivery or a car wash. Like we work with some car wash companies and they want to see how many car washes are done. You can create any type of KPI category you want, or surajan, like a delivery. Now, well, maybe you might be thinking, well, this isn't relevant for me. Like there needs to be a lot of data that we need to capture. Now, what I'm going to tell you is that we can capture any type of data that you want to capture. A person can add this task from their phone. Now, this task, you can edit it. And inside of this task, we can have checklists. We can have free text fields. You can even have them check in their GPS when inside of that task, or you can have them write a signature even from their phone, or you can have them take a live photo. All of these fields inside of this task is customizable, or inside of that surajan. So let's just say not only are you tracking people live every day, but let's just say they come to a meeting, they have to check in once when they arrive, maybe they have to check in at another time when they leave, and then maybe they have to get signatures, or maybe they have to take a live photo, they cannot upload it. The system is going to meet your KPI related needs. And why is that important? Like who cares? Like, why are these features important? It's important because at the end of the day, this feature or this solution helps you track the KPI, turns your company into a data-centric organization, which just helps you make more money. Simple as that. Now, Red Doors. Red Doors has been a great client for the last 1.5 years. However, they are suffering now, but they've stuck with our system. And their sales head, like really loves our system because it's so data-centric. It's so like in line with the needs of Indonesia. And like, who cares if you can manage processes? We just want my people to be productive. We just want them to do the stuff that they're supposed to do every day. Now, if I go back into properties, and I'll just sort of wrap up that KPI side. And I see there's another question come in, so I'll answer that. So I'll just go back into task locale. And I'm going to change this back into tasks because we use this as a demo account. So just forgive me on this for a bit. Okay, so now if I wanted to customize whatever, like what items that they have to do when they perform that task, I can just go inside of the task properties, and I can just create a new property, which is clicking this button right here. Okay, and then I can create a drop-down menu. I can create a percentage field, a live photo field, a signature field, a GPS field. So anything you want to track, you can track, and it's completely flexible, completely catered towards your needs. Okay, so that sort of sums up the task KPI engine. And I'm just going to read what's coming in on the chat. Will there be a privacy problem with government or labor agency? Go on, Ardi.
No, I just have a question regarding this task properties. Would you say that this feature cater more towards the B2B customers of yours, or the B2C customers?
Yeah, that's a good question. We do find that the task functions are very B2B based. Finance, insurance, banking, P2P lending, manufacturers, manufacturers, distributors, they all need KPI and task management. And that's why we built those live GPS tracking and also KPI management features. Yeah.
Okay. So more to the B2B2C, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, privacy problems, et cetera, absolutely no issues there. And I'll tell you why. The reason why there are no privacy problems is because we don't track people without their consent. So every day they have to check in the GPS. And if you're wondering how that works, we have a YouTube channel with a lot of YouTube videos. So they actually have to check in the GPS and they have to press enter. And then the next question is, well, what if they forget to press that button? You know, can the system remind them to press that button? And the answer is yes. So Krakatau Steel, they've got a large sales team and they're very old school. They're like 40, 50 years old, not very used to using technology. And you can have a custom message sent to them like in the morning and the evening. Yeah. And if they don't want to be tracked during work, it means that they don't want to share their data with the company, which means that they will just get fired. And then someone else replaces them, productivity increases, more jobs are created, more, you know, that's just sort of the nature of why people buy our system. So, and there are people that are like, well, I want to work at your company and get paid, but I don't want you to track what I'm doing outside of the office, like during working hours. Now the system is not going to track you like if you're like doing anything shady out like in your personal time or anything like that, but it will, but during office hours, the company will demand that you check in when you're supposed to be in the office, when you're supposed to be working, and you check out when you're supposed to not be working. And at the end of the day, we're just a tool. We're just a tool. That's it. Yeah. Okay. Any other sort of questions before, or any other thoughts? Okay, so the other really cool stuff that we can do is, you know, businesses really care about business intelligence and reporting. I see the question coming. I'll get to that. And once all of this data comes in, what else can we do with that data? And the answer is that you can create your own customized dashboard on the system. So you can add reports or remove reports on your sales performance, tickets won, tickets lost. So if you change this button, the names of these reports change too. Tickets by stage, you can start looking at your conversion for your business, like why you're losing deals if you are, where the deals coming from, like are we meeting our targets, or are we not? Comparing all of your people. Now this is quite important. Like, well, Puji's performing really well, Burhan's second, something like that. How many new contacts are coming in? Like all the task KPIs, like, well, how many like partner onboardings have we done? How many client engagements have we done? How many courier deliveries have we done? By person, by region, by team, by time frame. You can filter all of that using the system. And where are my people? Like if they arrive at a meeting, we have the time stamp that they arrived and an exit stamp, or the live tracking like I showed you, and a map of where all my clients are. And trends. Well, how are my products performing over time? What are my customer sales trends? Which products are performing better or worse over time? Top products, top companies. So iClean, they're a B2B manufacturer serving, I think 3,000 to 5,000 hotels in Indonesia. They really care about what their product sales trends are because they're getting lots of products. They have so many products that they can't keep track of the performance of all of that. So, and then the next question is probably like, well, these reports are nice, but I really want to see like my report in a customized manner like this. Can you customize this for me and customize that for you? And the answer is yes, you can customize your reports. And we have a integration with Data Studio on Google. So you can build your own intelligence dashboard yourself here. You know, you don't have to spend lots of money building up an intelligence dashboard. Google Data Studio is free and we're connected to it. So like yeah, you can build up your graphs here. You can create different variables, and then you can play around with it. You know, like maybe I just want to see Gina, and it just filters only for Gina. Okay. Now, no, you cannot use share location feature in WhatsApp to track. It's not available on the API. You can only do it on the system. Person from the FMCG sector can contact help with customer management services, such as frequency of purchase, last purchase, purchase volume, etc. Frequency of purchases, last purchase, purchase volume. Yes. The reason is because here it says tickets right here. But like I said, this actually can take purchases. So for the FMCG industry, this becomes an order pipeline. Okay. So like now, well, how does it track volume or the sale of that purchase? Well, you define it yourself. In the inside of the property, what you can do. So it looks simple on the outset, guys, but this is like fully enterprise software. like this is, we make it look easy on the outside, but this is heavy duty stuff right here. Like we're getting deep into it. Like I didn't realize I was gonna get this many questions. So like, let's just say on my purchase, on my order pipeline right here, you can customize that pipeline, but then you want the order, the volume to be recorded when like they paid, right? So what you do is you set this stage as one. And so anytime a deal moves there, then that deal volume is calculated for there. Well, then your next question might be, well, like can we set it for like a particular product when something is won for a particular product? And the answer is yes. So if I click into this order coming in, you can add products to this order right here. And so you can upload your entire products database. Is the products module customizable? Yeah, it's completely customizable. You can add any field you want there. We have customers that have over 10,000 products in one account. And so that enables you to use the system to take orders. And then you can also see the frequency of purchases. Like I showed you, there's a top companies graph there. And then you can see for each company, how many times have they ordered? My customer sales trend. How much are they paying us per how much money are we making per customer? But then, Marcel, you're probably like, well, I need customized reports again. So this goes back to the customized reports. So then we can integrate to Google Data Studio. And we're also currently working on another BI integration to an open source BI tool called Metabase. Now with Metabase, we're actually going to just integrate it directly into our CRM. So our CRM you'll be able to build any custom graphs that you want. Like in Google Data Studio, like you can build it easily using Google Sheets, etc. But sometimes you want to customize like even further. So Metabase will allow you to do that. But the point is that for all FMCG companies, we can capture the data that they want. Okay. Let me carry on to, so like in these 4 buttons here, a lot of things can happen. Like a lot of things can happen for a lot of different industries, like because of the nature of the fact that we can change this from tickets to orders to deals, et cetera, enabling us to service multiple different industries. Oh, thank you. Sure. Okay, so the next question, so the next thing I want to show you is this really awesome thing that we built. It's called a documents generator. So inside of like tickets or deals or an order, that order might be for a particular company, and it might be it might be an order with a contact and with a company. So these modules here are integrated with each other. So you can have one order with 2 contacts and 1 company. So you can see, for example, Bravo right here is associated with Mega Jaya and also Johan Halle, right? So essentially it's a 3-dimensional system that enables you to organize your data nicely. If you're looking at Excel, it's just like rows and columns. So like eventually if you're trying to scale on Excel, it's not possible, right? That's why CRMs, like the CRM architecture still exists. So here, this ticket, we have all the information about this ticket or order or purchase order or deal or whatever you want to call it. And then it's linked with this company. So there's all the company information. It's linked with this contact and it's linked with the products. Now, all we need to do, and we can do this on our mobile phone, is click this button called Create Document. Now, inside Create Document, you will then be able to select any template that you want. Now you're like, well, my template is highly customized. Well, rather than us trying to build like a software module to help you customize your template, blah, blah, what we've done is really awesome, is you have a default variable ID list here. So all the custom variables that you put in the CRM system, let's just say I built one called Prasetia. So now there's a variable called contacts1 Prasetia demo. Now I can take this variable and I can build an invoice on Google Spreadsheet or Microsoft Excel or Microsoft Word or Google Docs. You can just upload it into the system, your own template. You just upload it into the system. Once it's uploaded in, it's still loading Google Docs because my internet's a little bit slow. But once Google Doc, this template loads from Google Docs, you're able to take that variable and you can just put it inside of that template wherever you want it to be. So yeah, it's finally loading, and you can see this is like a template created for a company called Sesa. And you can see like all those variables are inside here, and the system will PDF it for you, and it can create you invoices, proposals, quotations on the go, and it'll just PDF it for you. Maybe you want this little box here to be red. I just change it to red color. You know, maybe you want this logo to move a little bit to the right. You just move it a little bit to the right. Maybe I want the new Prasetia field to be here. I just copy and paste it here. But then I want this to be bold. So it's a completely customizable system that we didn't even build. We just integrated in with Excel, enabling you to automate your Excel, your Microsoft Word, and your PDFs. And yeah.
So anything that you change here will reflect on your document management, right?
Yeah. So it just pulls in all of this, and then I select it. So let's just change this to red, yeah? So it's saving the template. Hope it saves. Okay. Now I go back into here, and I want to create this template, and so I take that template and I click create, and it'll take all these variables and I'll try to put it inside of the template and PDF it automatically. And it takes 10 seconds to map, because it's taking all your data and it's mapping it out right now. Now it's created already, and I just download the PDF. The PDF is downloaded.
Can you send it?
Look, it's now red. So it's already been created. This is red. Okay. And you can see it already put in the person's name here. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now your next question is you want to send it out to the person, right?
Yeah. Can you send it through the system?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, we're connected with WhatsApp. And the other thing you can do is you can email it to them. So we are also integrated with Microsoft Exchange and Gmail. And once you connect them in, you don't even have to upload the document anymore. You just select the document and it's already there, and you just click send. You don't
have to connect with your Gmail or your Exchange account right here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. Okay. Can the WhatsApp feature of Qontak also load and record media like pictures and videos as database related? I'm not you can send media via WhatsApp. So let's just say the person is using WhatsApp on their normal device. They contacted into this number. You can send the media here. So you can try Argon to send a video here. It's fine. Yeah. So like I could send like a logo to Argon.
Or you can just send it to me if you want.
Yeah. So I've sent it to Felix. Yeah. So that basically is that. Yeah, I mean, I think I covered a lot of our system pretty comprehensively within the hour, and I am cognizant of your evening. So just to summarize, we only help you with two things. How can we help you make more money, become more productive, your team? How can we help you automate your business? Um, and we do that via some core solutions related to CRM for sales, customer service, project management, and with modular integrations. If you want to integrate to other things, it's also possible. Like, for example, e-commerce, we have a company called Pancake House, for example. Sorry. Okay. And what they have here is a menu here. So this is WooCommerce. In our system, like if you add products here, it'll just send the data to WooCommerce. And so here you can just order. So this is a restaurant menu. And it sort of operates like a POS system, this WooCommerce site. And then they can just check out. And what's really cool is we've done this integration with a payment solution called Muta, which enables you to receive direct bank transfer from any bank account, BCA, Mandiri, BRI, blah, 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 blah. When the money comes in to the data will go into the CRM automatically, and the CRM will know that the money has already come in. The system will check your bank account. So even if you don't have a virtual account, we can monitor payments flows. And so if you are using WhatsApp for commerce, we do have this feature, and you can integrate, we can set up what we call a simple catalog. This was set up by Qontak. So Qontak's engine basically sets up catalogs for people. If you've heard of Bo Bakery, Bo Jakarta, like they're like a cafe. I think it's this website. So yeah, I don't know the website. It's supposed to be.
So there's Ricky here, and he wants to ask you directly. So I will unmute Ricky, so Ricky can ask.
Yeah.
Hello, Pak Ricky.
Hi, hello. Hello, Brendan. Hey,
Yeah.
thank you for the demo. First of all, it's really, really awesome platform and product. Congrats. I guess my question is, you guys are doing a lot of, I would say, descriptive and diagnostic analytics, right? So have you guys think about doing like some kind of predictive analytics in the future, or have you guys done it in this platform? Because I think that's going to be awesome if you can implement the behavior analytics for your clients, right? So your clients, so you pretty much B2B2C, correct?
Yeah. Ricky, may I know what company you're working at, or what?
I'm actually working for a AI company.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just so interesting for me because I rarely seen like a platform that really care about data as a Qontak does, and I think that's a fresh, I would say, fresh air for Indonesian market.
Okay.
because I think the analytic is gonna. Sorry.
Which AI company? Which AI company?
Recently I worked for Linear Square. It's based on Sri Lanka. But I'm actually thinking about starting my own company also.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
So basically, this question is related to you understanding the market a little bit more. Yeah.
Sorry?
Okay, so here's my answer to your question,
Sure.
which is that we are not doing predictive analytics for business intelligence. The reason why we're not doing it is because, well, out of the thousands of businesses that I've met, maybe around 1% ask about it, to be honest. And if we don't provide it to them, it's not mission critical. It doesn't mean that they're not going to buy it from us. Is it saying that predictive analytics is not important? No. Predictive analytics is very important. But we came in as a CRM company, and the CRM company cannot do everything. Like, we're a startup. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have all the resources in the world. We operate under resource constraints, as with any company in the world.
But in your view, do you think that's gonna be the trend for Indonesian market? Because obviously they are more and more interested in seeing the data, right? I mean, like compared to 5 years or 10 years ago, I don't think people in Indonesia specifically care too much about the data, about seeing numbers, right? They always go by the gut feeling, like, because it's usually family-owned business pretty much, right? But nowadays it's more and more. I feel like people care more about the data, like show me the data, show me the statistic. Do you think it's going there even for the CRM platform? Do you think there's gonna be a need in the near like maybe 3 to 5 years from now?
Okay, I'm just gonna put CRM aside. I mean, like, this is business intelligence is a category of its own. We're not building business intelligence tools. We're just integrating with open source business intelligence platforms like Metabase and Google Data Studio, because that meets the needs of the clients that we have.
Okay.
In terms of, because it's already really hard building customized graphs. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know, if someone can just get 5 good graphs, which track 5 core metrics in a business, that's like a huge milestone for a business in Indonesia.
Right.
Because like getting the data consolidated and just producing those, those 5 variables the way that they want it is like, it's like a great achievement. Is predictive analytics the trend? Yes. Is there going to be a market opportunity for it? Yes. But how you market it in terms of how you're going to use these predictive analytics to help a business reduce costs, make more money, find out, you know, like something that saves them millions of dollars in a and that occurs not just in one company, but all enterprises in Indonesia. If you solve that problem, then I will see you on Tech in Asia as the next person raising like your Series A or something.
Hopefully, man. Hopefully.
So yeah, I mean, like, it's very hard to come up with revelations, you know, like market revelations, because those are secrets, and secrets are just not found out immediately. Secrets come when you have deep knowledge in a particular sector. Maybe you've been looking at it for a while, you've been asking a lot of questions, you've been selling to a lot of these people. And so, yeah, you know, recently there was a company called Delman who got funded for their BI tool. But if you look at a lot of their BI, they mainly work through a partnership model with Clue in particular, for government agencies. I think they will find it hard to sell all of these tools to enterprises in terms of the sales cycle. Will they be able to do it? Yes, they will be able to sell to enterprises, but I don't think the secret has been found yet. I don't think that solution has been found yet, that it's like, aha, like this is like a key needed by 10,000 companies, businesses, not governments, by the way.
But I think comparing to Delman, I think your Qontak is gonna have a better shot in doing that, just because you guys gonna start from the people that actually your clients pretty much gonna have a tremendous amount of data, right? I think Qontak will have a way better shot than Delman in implementing. And I'm not saying this just because I'm talking to you, but I think because when I saw your platform is really
so I'm guessing you're not an engineer, because because if you are an engineer, you'll realize that Qontak does not have a better shot than Delman. The reason is because when you're dealing with business intelligence tools, the entire database structure needs to be different. So I mean, this is very different from our normal anticipated discussion, but your entire database structure needs to be like a graphical database. So a graphical database is where you can, like right now, all the databases for most of the websites are MySQL databases, which are a series of rows and columns. So many data tables that have interconnecting relationships with one another. Now, the future of business intelligence databases are all graphical databases. Graphical databases where there's one point coming in, that one point gets clicked, it's like a spider web that comes out. Then that spider web gets clicked and another spider web. And so graphical databases are sort of like, are very flexible in nature, and enables you to build really cool analytics where like you can click and then it just like opens up new like horizons as you click. That is the future. And then predictive analytics come in. That's how I see the trend for BI. Does Qontak have any of those sort of underlying structures? No, absolutely not. Will that be the future? Absolutely, yes. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Pariki. Yeah, so I would like to share also like Prasetya, we've started using Qontak for a couple of months, and we're still learning each module that you have, right? And so this Qontak solution has so many functions, and I think it will help a lot of B2B or B2B2C customers. So Brendan, I think the time is up.
Yep.
Is there anything that you would like to share for the last? Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
we've got another question here. Hi, Brendan.
Yeah.
Is this CRM can be modified to be linked or integrated to another system like accounting and finance system, say like Accurate system?
Yes, we have a open API documentation. If you're using Accurate, it means that you're more of an old school company. Because Accurate is a very old software, and we have clients that use it. And we don't, if you're trying to do a lot of crazy integrations, we don't recommend Accurate. You know, it's not, I mean, you're either using Accurate online or Accurate offline. Most people are on Accurate offline. If so, the answer is no, we cannot integrate to Accurate offline. Accurate online, yes, there's some way we can integrate to that. Yeah, but as far as I know, their solutions for the Accurate online are not as good as Accurate offline, and it's not as like, yeah, like I would suggest, if you are thinking about, really adopting technology, you may want to switch your accounting system, and it will enable you more flexible integrations. Yeah.
So the answer is no for the Accurate offline, right?
Yeah, no one can integrate to Accurate offline, by the way. Nobody.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah, like you said, Ardi, the time is sort of up, and I really appreciate all the people that are still on the call. And if you have any questions, you can ask Ardi and Natasha for my phone number, and for all the participants of this call, you feel free to pass them my my private phone number. You can message me on WhatsApp, and I'm happy to help out, even if it's just for your AI startup, for example, that you wanted to do. Just message me. I'm pretty open. Like, as busy as I am doing my day-to-day job, like I've learned a lot of different things, so I'd be happy to just contribute back. Just message me for anything, for your business, or for your your business, your tech startup, or whatever. Just message me. I'm pretty open.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Brandon, for sharing us very in-depth of your technology, of context technology. Before we end the webinar, we would like to share a bit about our partners. So Nat, please share. So Brendan, can you
Yeah, I'll stop sharing.
Okay. Can you also see my
so
screen now?
today's yeah.
Okay. Or should I go now, or?
Yeah, please. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so this is the first partner that we got. 3D Cloud. They are so they started in 2014. 3D Cloud has commitment to focus and provide end-to-end solutions for our customers to achieve their cloud economic journey. So they are providing cloud services. They are now partnering with Microsoft, AWS, Alibaba Cloud, Huawei Cloud, and also Google Cloud Platform. If you are interested to, if you are looking for a cloud service provider, you can go check out 3D Cloud, or you can contact them in their WhatsApp number given in the screen. And For the second partner, we have Synchro as well. Let me share my screen. Oops.
So actually, we've got two Synchro's founders
Yes.
attending tonight, Pak Sindarta and Pak Argon. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Also, thank you for supporting us. Show windows. Okay. Oh, hold on for a second. Somehow I couldn't share my screen. Okay.
Yeah. So for anyone who still have any more question, you can just drop off an email to our email, which is redaksi@siar.com, or we will send a follow-up email for the one who sign up through goers.co. And yeah, so we will publish the today's webinar on YouTube. So if you still have any anything to figure out, you can go back on the YouTube channel.
Yep, I think I can start my screen sharing right now.
Okay.
Okay.
We are in contact with data, from the simplest to the most complex data.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Data nowadays is the world's #1 raw material. Both individuals and big companies must deal with data. To use data and link up with different sources and recipients, we have to jump into the more elaborate process of distribution, consolidation, and integration. As more users and companies are drawn to utilize data, our lives literally revolve around the internet, constantly growing, and big corporations has multiple of thousands of users, making it difficult to obtain and process data, and sometimes insecure. Ideally, companies need to centralize their data, but centralized data cannot operate in poor network conditions, while decentralized data in many locations makes it hard for the integration process. Plus, various factors of technologies, legacy systems, applications, data types, and user access rights from all the different locations. So, how do we simplify the process of data consolidation, distribution, and integration in these ecosystems without compromising the security and quality of your data? Enter Synchro. To simplify your life, we consolidate all data collection and join up all 5 data sources players in data movement: API, web service, web application, files and databases, and link them effortlessly in the easiest way possible without maintaining effort from both ends. Synchro's integration cuts short the process done by the API by letting you connect directly through your database with blazing fast deployment. Think traffic warden. Synchro can regulate traffic of dataset at different stages, from encryption to the final display stage. As a data transporter, Synchro easily solves all the pain points of individuals and businesses, smartly recognizing file types and databases from the simplest to the most advanced. All data is equal within Synchro's ecosystem. Simply by installing Synchro, we simplify and secure your data movement. We are here to help you deliver any data from anywhere to any target. With the support of technology like dashboard, analytics, big data, and business intelligence, Synchro lets you access to all important data the company needs at the tip of your fingers. Trust us, it can all be done fast, scalable, and easy. Synchro, any data to any target.
Okay. So and the third one is Qontak. So obviously we don't need to explain more about Qontak.
Oh yeah.
Is there any more, Natasha?
I think that's all.
Okay, all right. So once again, thank you for participating today. If you are interested in understanding about any of our products, we will be sending thank you email with a form where you can share with us if you are interested in any of the products. See you on the next Wednesday, where we will be sharing about AI surveillance as a service, user authentication, validation, verification, facial recognition, and registration will be via goers.co/enterprise talk. So thank you again, Brandon. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night. Have a good rest. Goodbye. See you next time.